Welcome to the Community Voice, connecting you to your community and each other. Joining me today via Zoom is Jeff Kiltie. He is the general manager with the Aventura Arts and Cultural Center. He's ready to say hello, and he is a proud member of the Aventura Marketing Council. Welcome, Jeff.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Live in person, and we are not dark anymore post-pandemic.
That's right. That's right. We're so excited.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Tell me about what it feels like to be opening. It's like opening night for the rest of the season, huh?
Absolutely. We did close down in March of 2020, like everybody else did, and we slowly reopened. We're kind of, we don't like to say we're reopening because we kind of have been open. We started doing some limited shows with a lot of health and safety guidelines in place back in February, but we really hit 100% capacity, and with our season, I'm so sorry, Miami International Piano Festival's season opener last Sunday afternoon was our first show back at 100% capacity, and it was a fantastic concert with 3 pianists and a symphony orchestra, and it was just fantastic. And we're moving forward with a full season. We're not changing anything. Sorry, somebody was just knocking on my door. Of course, that would happen right now.
Live theater happening right now.
Live theater, exactly.
You never know as the set falls down.
And that's happened to me. But we're giving our audiences the kind of season they expect. Full of variety, full of performances. It's gonna be back to normal.
That is fantastic. And what are the performers feeling, and what is the audience response after being dark for like really 18 months? I mean, I know you've been hokey pokey in and out of where, what you needed to do at the center, but tell me what that energy must be like.
Yeah, it's intense. The audiences have been craving live performances. They've been craving to be back in the theater. The artists have been just, chomping at the bit to get back on stage. Every time we've had a performance, the artists have come to us and just said how exciting it was for them to be performing in front of live human beings again, and not like on Zoom and not in a virtual performance. When we first started, we only were seating 78 people in the theater, and we had
and what's the capacity? What's the capacity there?
Normally 330 is our capacity. So
wow, that's a whole different energy.
Yep. It's so hard to be a comedian or a concert artist and playing to a room where, you've got 70% of the seats are empty. So it's so nice now that we're back to 100%, and the audiences can feel that energy, the artists can feel that energy, and it's so nice to try to get back to those feelings of this communal experience, this communal live experience that we're so missing.
Yeah, as an actor myself in my former life, sometimes present life, I just feel that through our Zoom call. I just feel this energy emanating, and I'm excited for you. I mean, what better way than the arts coming alive and being in the community, serving Aventura. So let's talk about the upcoming season. I mean, it's just jam-packed.
Absolutely. We are, I think I said before, we're not holding back we're not tiptoeing in, we're launching a season like we used to do pre-pandemic. There's so much content, and I will point everyone to our website, aventuracenter.org. You can see all of our upcoming shows, and we even have a digital season brochure that you could flip through and see everything that we have coming up. But we're so proud, and we're happy that so many of our regular user groups are coming back as well, like Arts Ballet Theater of Florida, and I mentioned Miami International Piano Festival. But the season is rich and vibrant, and so much variety, and it's just what our audiences are accustomed to, I think, in Aventura.
Yeah, tell me some of the must-see performances that you recommend. I mean, there's so many. There's a lot of tributes to a lot of artists that have come through.
It's so hard to pick a favorite, you know, because it all depends on what your tastes are, and everybody. I have so many things that I think are my favorites, and other people are going to pick their favorites,
Oh,
which is
come
why we
on,
try
tell
to
me
put a lot
about
of
them. Tell
variety.
me.
Well,
Tell me what your favorites
so,
are. It's all that's important.
well, we have some amazing things. Like we have a show coming up in January called Divas 3, which was actually a show that was rescheduled 3 times, I think, in order from due to the pandemic. It's 3 amazing singers doing a tribute to all the diva songs that you love, know, and love. They're from Las Vegas, and they're gorgeous, and it's going to be a fantastic show. We also have, you know, legendary hit makers, Jay and the Americans coming. We also have favorites, the Bronx Wanderers coming, but some of two that I'm super excited about are Smokey and Me, a celebration of Smokey Robinson,
Fabulous.
featuring Charles Brown, who's a Tony nominee for Motown on Broadway, and Portrait of a Queen, celebrating the music of Aretha Franklin. Those are two of like my oh my gosh, I'm so excited for those two.
Wow, wow, wow. That is really exciting. Tell me a little bit more about the Broadway concert series. Is it different than what we're talking about?
So yeah, we have a branded series called the Broadway Concert Series that we've been doing since I think about 2014 was the first time we started that series. And it features Broadway stars. Typically, they either have a Tony nomination or a Tony win or some other recognition, or they've just got a long history on Broadway, sometimes also television and film. It's doing their solo cabaret show that you might see at a club like Michael Feinstein's 54 Below in New York or something like that. So this year we were really, really fortunate that all of the artists that we had scheduled for what would have been our 2021 series are back for 2022. And it's, you know, legendary Broadway stars and stars of TV and film like Shoshana Bean. Norm Lewis is coming back, who is amazing. He was the first African-American Phantom on Broadway, and he was just in Once on This Island. Linda Eder, who's just, you know, I mean, she's a legendary recording artist. Tony Award winner for Dear Evan Hansen, Rachel Bay Jones, is going to be in our series. Telly Lee Young from Disney's Aladdin on Broadway, the Aladdin from Disney's Aladdin, and just another legendary star, Lucy Arnaz, who's been at our theater maybe 10 years ago. She is a spectacular performer. And you know, there's a lot of interest in her with the film about her parents coming out soon as well.
Wow, this is not too shabby, Jeff. Do you need an assistant? I'm available on the weekend.
Listen, come volunteer. You know, we actually, that's a great thing. We use volunteers as our usher corps, and we're always recruiting for new ushers. So go to our website, aventuracenter.org. You could get information about how to be an usher. And you have to go through some training, but you get to see all the shows and work all the shows. And, you know, something else, if you haven't been to Aventura, it's only 330 seats, which means it's a very intimate space. So all of these performances and artists that you see in our building typically are not playing a building of our size. They're usually playing bigger buildings. So to get that intimate, up close experience with some of these artists and some of these shows, it's just something special at Aventura.
Absolutely. And I remember about 5 years ago, Duda Fisher, who is an incredible Israeli performer, was at the center, the Aventura Arts and Cultural Center. And I had the privilege of helping him along during that time. And it was just this guy, like, they have Parthenon size seating where he performs outside in Israel with thousands and thousands. And there he was in this intimate setting. And it just says something so relevant and so important to what the work that and the quality of entertainment and performance that you're bringing. So kudos to you for the job well done and continued even trudging through these waters that we've had in the past year and a half. So tell me about, so we're now having guest seating at full capacity. Yes?
That is correct. That is correct. We are at 100% capacity, shoulder to shoulder. There's no distancing. We are currently still requiring facial coverings. We are also following the same guidelines as the Broward Center and the Arsh Center, Kravis, Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando, the Straz Center, where we are requiring negative test results to enter. And these are guidelines that we've created in conjunction with the CDC and with Cleveland Clinic of Florida, who has been guiding us and the Broward Center. We're managed by the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. So Cleveland Clinic Florida has been guiding us throughout this pandemic on how to make the environment for our guests and our artists and our staff and our volunteers as safe and welcoming as it can be. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable when you come to the theater. And I think all of this health and safety measures that we're putting in place are doing that.
So what happens is that I would have to get a test to come visit you for for 48 hours in advance. I mean, is that how it works? Or I have to show my white card? How does that work? Just so that our audience understands if they want to come and visit and see great theater and great performance.
Absolutely. I would always recommend checking the website because things are changing constantly. You know, we keep updating our guidelines on a regular basis. But I would check our website. There's a health and safety page on our website that gives you all of the instructions and all of the most recent information. But the way it is currently, we are, I'm going to try to pull it up here while we're talking, but we are requiring documentation of a recent negative COVID-19 test. If you are fully vaccinated, you do have the option of voluntarily presenting your proof of vaccination in lieu of a negative test. So that is an advantage. If you are vaccinated and are willing to show your vaccination card, we will accept that in lieu of a negative test. But it is a PCR test result within 72 hours or an antigen test within 24 hours.
Wow, Jeff, you are just the CDC itself.
It's amazing how, you know, we're theater people, and this last year and a half, the education that myself, all of my counterparts at all the venues across the country, the education that we've had to go through has just been incredible. I have 3 certificates as COVID compliance officer from various entities, but you know, the communication across the state from venue to venue and across the country from venue to venue has been amazing through a lot of organizations. We're all working together. We're all dealing with the same issues, and we're all coming up with pretty much similar ways to make the arts safe. Because remember, the artists themselves are traveling the country back and forth and back and forth. So they need to have a safety net for themselves to know that it's 100%. That when they go to a different city or a different state or a different market, that they're going to encounter the same kinds of conditions in the backstage and in the theater, so that they feel good about coming to perform for us.
Absolutely. And just getting back to something that's really interesting, you were just named, I'm going to take a sideline right now, sidestep to the left or the right, however you want to say. You are now the president at Carbonell. So tell me a little bit, newly appointed, and here we are, you know, you're out of the box now with the center and now with the Carbonells. You're just one busy dude.
I am. It's a lot. I don't sleep a lot, but yes, I am now the board president for the Carbonell Awards, which is South Florida's theater and arts recognition. We're similar to the Tony Awards, but on a smaller scale. We cover all 3 counties: Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. And it's an awards program that's been going on for 45 years. We recognize excellence in professional theater throughout the region, and we also give scholarships to high school students that are going into a career in theater or journalism, named for one of our founders, Jack Zink. I've been on the board for a little over 3 years now, and yes, I became the president this past June. It was my birthday present.
Oh my God, happy belated birthday. That is fabulous. More responsibilities, but this is a great recognition. The Carbonells are a great recognition. I was recognized when I was an actor years ago. I won't say, but it was just an amazing experience to even be nominated for a show that I was in from Area Stage when they were on Lincoln Road, and it was just a real game changer for me just to know that the theater, the arts is supported, and the community really responds to that, and that actors are valued. And again, the scholarship component is really, really important to give future stars and rising stars that opportunity.
Well, and if anybody's watching wants to donate to our scholarship fund, you can find out more information about the awards and about our scholarship fund at carbonellawards.org, and you can donate to our scholarship fund there. But yeah,
spell it out. Spell it out for spell it out, Carbonell.
So CarbonellAwards.org. Carbonellawards.org, named for the artist and sculptor Manuel Carbonell. Yeah, we went through the pandemic just like every other theater in South Florida. We were kind of suspended operations, and we took that time to reevaluate the program, made a lot of evolutionary changes to the way the program operates, and we relaunched October 1, and our judges have been out there looking at shows and scoring shows. So we're looking forward to an amazing season.
And it's very, very exciting for those theaters that know that the Carbonell people are in the audience. It's like they get all jazzed up. So again, support theater, support the performers, support the institutions that support all of this, and come and see and get out. Now is the time, And also now we're returning. The Aventura International Film Series is upon us. So you want to talk a little bit about that? How exciting!
Sure. It's actually, we've been running our international film series since we opened in 2010 with our host and curator, Shelley Isaacs, he's an amazing resource. He knows everything about film. He teaches at various other, institutions around the community, and he has a huge following, but he's amazing. He curates our series. He picks the films. We are now up to 8 films a season. We do one a month on the first Tuesday of the month from October to May. And we had our first film already. And our next film, I have to check my notes. I apologize. Our next film
is all November. Are they all American films? Are they all American films? Is it produced?
No, so these are all international films. So this would be like when you're watching the Academy Awards, the foreign film series, the foreign film category. So most of the films that we present are a lot of times end up being Oscar nominees or have been. And because of the pandemic and because so many movies didn't get to open, there's a backlog also of films in the United States, but also internationally that are trying to get screened in the United States. So we have a spectacular series. We did the first one. Our next one is November 2nd. It's an Iranian film. Wow. Very interesting. And then we actually have not yet announced our final 3 films in this series this year, because Shelley is doing research and trying to pick the absolute best titles. So we'll be announcing those final 3 titles very soon. Go to our website, which is I see it scrolling across the bottom, aventuracenter.org.
It hasn't stopped.
I know, I love it. You can actually sign up for our newsletter there. And if you are not receiving our emails, you can sign up for our newsletter there. You'll get our emails. And when we announce those last 3 film titles, you'll get notified and you can get tickets.
So it's very interesting. You have like different audiences for different projects and different entertainment. Do you find that it runs the gamut from like age ranges, or is it just it's just for everyone?
Absolutely, and that is our goal. Like, we have strategically programmed the building so that we try to serve everybody in Aventura. And when you look at our demographics, a lot of theaters, you look at the demographics and it typically tends to be that 55 and over crowd. The demographics of Aventura, it's actually split pretty evenly. There's an over 55 crowd, and there's certainly an under 55 crowd. There's a lot of families and children, and so we do everything to try to serve everybody. And when you look at what our demographics are, we have that typical audience that you expect to see in the theater, but we also have a lot of family programming. We have stuff like we have something brand new this year that we're doing, Grant Kemmerer's Wild World of Animals. So we've got a show bringing in a whole selection of animals on stage. It's going to be fun for the whole family. We
That's
do
exciting. When is
dance, we
that?
do magic. What's that? That is going to be in, I
I'm
think
really
it's in
putting you on the spot,
February.
Jeff.
I know. Go to our website and look at our seasonal brochure. Go through our digital brochure and you'll see it there. I think he's in February.
Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. This is very, very exciting. Now, also tell me about the partnership between the Broward Center for the Performing Arts and the City of Aventura regarding the management of the Aventura Center.
So yeah, we have an amazing relationship. The city of Aventura built the building, it owns the building, but they turned to the Broward Center back in 2009. Actually, our grand opening was 2010, but they turned to the Broward Center to provide management, to provide operation for the center. So we work together on programming and marketing. Sort of leveraging the power and the strength of the larger entity to get to bring costs down and also to bring in the kind of artists and support that we need to operate a venue like ours in the way that we do. And it helps us to bring in, the best possible events. We also serve the students of the city of Aventura's charter K-8 school, which is ACES, which is our next door neighbor, as well as the city's relatively new charter high school, the Don Sofer Aventura High School, and serving those students, as well as all the students in the surrounding schools in Aventura and nearby. That also helps the city with their mission. We have an amazing relationship with our city manager, Ron Wasson, with all of the other directors and all the other departments within the city. So I'm very proud of all that we've been able to achieve for Aventura and with Aventura.
And also, you're going to be partnering with the Aventura Marketing Council for the Young Star Showcase.
Oh my gosh, I love that event. It's,
Look at how excited you got. Elena's probably felling at this point. She's probably so excited. Look at him.
I don't know that anybody doesn't know Elaine Adler, but if you don't, she's the most energetic person I have ever seen in my life. And I've been, thrilled and honored to be working with her for 11 years or so now. But this event is near and dear to her heart. It's near and dear to ours. We love the Aventura Marketing Council's Young Stars Showcase. It's going to be in November. Check the Aventura Marketing Council website for information about tickets, but it supports her nonprofit educational foundation, which is amazing. It highlights spectacular young singers. A lot of them have gone on to America's Got Talent and recording contracts and TV shows, and she has done an amazing job with Ron Oz, their director. They always pull together an amazing evening.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event coming up soon. Jeff, in the time that we have left, anything that I might have missed you want to share? And we have time.
Oh,
this is your spotlight. This is your time.
I don't know. There's so much. It's just it brings me joy to do what I do, because every night we have a show, 300 people come in. They don't know, may or may not know what they're going to expect to see. You get to have this communal live experience with your friends and your neighbors and connect with an artist, with a performance. As I said, we try to do everything. We do theater, we do children's events, we do dance, we have classical, films, you name it. We have it at Aventura Arts and Cultural Center. And if you haven't been there to see a show, you need to make some time and come see a show. It's going to be an amazing experience, I hope.
And it's interesting because you've worked with Broward Center and now at the Aventura, City of Aventura Cultural Center. What would be your legacy? you know, because you've been in this part of the world of performance and bringing joy and light and arts and culture. What is your legacy? What do you want to be remembered for?
Wow. That's a really
I'm
good
sorry.
question
I'm
and a
sorry to do
really
that to you,
hard
but
that's a really
sorry.
hard question because I'm a behind the scenes person. This is the
Well,
whole
okay,
thing is that
but you're bringing it to the forefront for everybody else. So tell me.
I know. I think my legacy really is I would really just like to know that the Arts and Cultural Center in Aventura is set up for continued success. You know, that we have been so successful. The 2018, 2019, or 2019, 2020 season that was cut short, we were on track to surpass and break all records of attendance and sales. And, we were cut short. I want to get us back to that point. But I really want to be, I really want the center to be, my legacy for the center to be known as a place where everybody in Aventura and the community can come find something that will entertain or challenge or inspire them to love the arts.
Beautiful. Jeff Kiltie, you are a dynamo. I feel your energy, even though we're on Zoom. Next time I want to have a personal hug in our studio. You're more than welcome anytime to come. Yeah, here we go. Yum, yum, yum. And I wish you a wonderful season. Break legs, happiness, joy, and cultural arts. Thank you for this time together.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
I'm Fara Sax. This has been the Community Voice, and this has been so much fun. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.